It sounds like something out of a Hollywood movie. Indeed, it was made into a Brazilian movie in 1997 with Alan Arkin in his pre-Argo days. Charles Burke Elbrook, who had spent nearly 40 years in the Foreign Service, had been in Brazil for less than 2 months as the new ambassador. On September 4, 1969, as he was heading to the embassy from the residence, his car was intercepted by a VW at a roadblock. The kidnappers dragged out the chauffeur, tore out the telephone, and put a tarp on Elbrook's head. Then 2 of them sat on either side of Elbrook while another one drove. They drove for nearly 2 hours to a small shack in the mountains. When the U.S. government couldn't or didn't arrange for Elbrook's release, the Brazilian government stepped in to negotiate with the hostage-takers. The entire incident was seen as rather demeaning for the military junta, which led the government, and for the general who then served as president. The hostage-takers, members of the Revolutionary Movement 8th of October, or MR8, demanded that 15 revolutionary leaders be released. They said the kidnapping occurred as a means to bring media attention to the repression, imprisonment, and torture by the military junta. During his captivity, Elbrook was tortured and beaten mercilessly. Elbrook spoke fluent Portuguese and tried to engage with his captors, but to no avail. After 4 days of intermittent beatings, they blindfolded him and dumped him somewhere on a mountain. The junta had acceded to the terrorist demands and released the 15 leaders. Months after the ordeal were difficult for Elbrook. He needed 75 stitches in his head and suffered violent headaches. He developed a blood clot and needed 9 other operations for clots and other conditions. He died less than 2 years later. What makes this incident even stranger was that one of the captors, Fernando Gabeira, later wrote a book about the kidnapping. He lived in exile for several years and then was elected federal deputy for Rio in 1995. Though he admitted in 2009 he was in error, quote-unquote, for kidnapping Elbrook, he was nevertheless denied a visa to the United States. ADST, follow us for more.